Hello and welcome to our weekly real estate guide. Thanks for joining us again today. I'd like to introduce to you our leading property manager, Lorna. I'd like to pronounce her last name for you, but I can't do that. We're on teleconference during the week and Lorna, Guy asked for someone's email address. Lorna started to give her email address and gave her first name, gave her second name. I went for a cup of coffee and she was still spelling her second name on the way back. Lorna, nice long name, but a lovely lady. Folks, the reason that Lorna's here today is because people invest in property for a number of reasons. A lot of people live in their properties, a lot of people invest to buy and to lock up, and some people buy for a return. Lorna's one of our return specialists. She's in permanent property management. You can rent permanently or rent in holiday letting. And we thought we'd cover today the rental market just to give you an idea what's happening in the Whitsundays. So Lorna, how's the market?
The market's looking better than it was a few months ago. So vacancy rates have gone to, on average, about 7 in the area. Our vacancy rate has gone down to 6.2, which is really exciting. The team gets very pumped when things like that happen. We're seeing at the moment that there are still quite a few apartments on the market. There have been a lot less houses available recently, and we're seeing that it's probably more likely because people are moving from a unit to a house. So at the moment, I believe we have 3 properties that are houses on the market, which is great. And that's also encouraging for owners who have had quite a low return recently, because it's coming to the point now that because there's no properties available, they're able to get a slightly higher rent than they would have a few months ago. So that's always really good.
So without getting carried away, Lorna, the supply and demand equation, supply of new houses is diminishing.
Yes.
Demand's still reasonably strong, if not strong.
That's correct, yeah.
So we might expect a little bit of price growth there. So that's good news for landlords of houses. I guess for the apartments, those landlords probably aren't quite in as strong a position, so the tenant comes along, maybe do a deal with them if they can for the next little while.
Yeah, get somebody in for 6 to 12 months. If you have to take a slightly lower rent at this time, get someone in, get a return, and then when the market changes again, then you can have a look at your rents again.
Yeah. And conversely, for tenants who are going into houses, get a long-term lease because rents are probably going to go up.
That's correct.
Yeah, good. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the other thing to think about is a lot of people are talking about the first home buyers grant, and they should be. Interest rates are so low, that grant is so high, $20,000, it's a wonderful opportunity. And one of the number one things that banks will take into account when loaning your son or daughter or a friend a loan for their first property is their rental history. And now's a great time for people to get a strong rental history. You need at least 6 months rental history with a real estate agent, ideally 12 months, and that will dramatically increase your chances of getting your first home loan. If you're a parent like me and dying to get your children out of the house, Lorna's not quite at that stage yet. She's got a young baby, but if you've got teenagers or early 20s, it's a great time to get them out of the house into a rental property, because they can take advantage and still, that grant still runs for another 10 months. So they can get themselves 6 months rental history. Lorna and her good husband did as well, into their first property under the previous grant, but it's just a great thing to do, Lorna, would it be fair?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things that my husband and I had a really good rental history. We went into the bank and everything went really smoothly, and PRD helped me out to get a brand new house.
So Lorna, the market's in good hands, it's strengthening, it's come down. A year ago, vacancy was closer to 14% or thereabouts.
That's correct.
Yeah. So hard, heading in the right direction. So buyers, you can expect healthier returns. Current investors, you can expect a bit more of a stable ride. Tenants, lease wisely would be probably the word to take home from today.
That's correct. Take a long lease.
Take a long lease. Thanks for joining us today, Lorna.
No worries.